Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com, Primal Athlete Training Center here in Cranston, Rhode Island. Coming to you from my home office. The new gym is complete. We're going to give you a grand tour of the new gym next week and put that up on the website. This is my home office, so this is where I do all of my work at home. A lot of people see my schedule at the gym and say, wow, you're only there 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. You're only in the gym 25 hours. God, you work part-time. Oh, no, no, no. Being a business owner, you are doing a lot more than just training, and this behind me is where it all gets done. So the reason we're coming from the home office today is quite honestly because I had a bunch of questions that were sent to me by email regarding the online training, and I thought now that we're getting to the end of the sort of the summer off season, I was going to go through and answer a few of those questions for you because they seem to be frequently asked questions. Now, last week we talked about what you can do if you are not getting in all 4 sessions per week. What I did want to go over today was we have a lot of athletes that are part of this team and coaches that are part of this team that work either overseas, so they're in Europe, they're in Australia, they're in Asia, Africa, and they are on a much different schedule than we are in high school and in college here in the U.S., here in the States. So they're wondering sort of how to apply this off-season training to what is currently their in-season. Now, most of these guys have been with me for quite some time, and I will say this. During a typical summer season, especially for the athletes here in the U.S. that do USA track and field meets, youth meets, they are scattered throughout the summer. And not only are they scattered throughout the summer, but every meet is important. Every meet seems to be a qualifying meet where you have to win or place really high in this meet to go on to sectionals, and then from sectionals to regionals, and then from regionals to, nationals, I think it is. I'm not even sure what the order is anymore because they do seem to change it up quite a bit. So you really don't want to do an off-season training during your in-season. I would recommend either picking up the Ultimate In-Season ebook that I sell on the Elite Throws Coaches website, or if you've been a member of this team for quite some time, you might want to go back, save this current off-season training program that I've been sending out every week, save this for the off-season, and then go back to doing the in-season workout. If you've been a part of the team for a while, that was the previous 3 months and the 3 months before that. So that would have gone from like December until the end of May. So that's 6 months. That's your in-season. For most people, that's coming to an end right now, unless you're over in Europe and you're doing meets overseas. Just make sure you guys stick with what you know. Stick with what you're doing during the season. Save this for the off-season. Speaking of off-season, a lot of people have been commenting that what we have been doing here is a lot of strength training. And they say it in a way that almost has them concerned with, why are we doing so much strength training? Why isn't there a lot more explosive movements? Why aren't there more lighter weights moving the bar faster? Well, first of all, there is. 2 out of the 4 days you are moving extremely explosively. 9 sets of 3 on the bench press, 12 sets of 2 or 10 sets of 2 on your speed squats. That is an explosive movement. 20 to 27 reps of extremely explosive ballistic movements. So the explosion is in there, but I see what you're saying. You're looking for things like cleans, you're looking for things like push press, dumbbell clean and press, jumps, med ball throws, which is in there as well, but med ball throws, med ball slams, jumping lunges, jumping squats, stuff that we were doing in season, you're looking to do now during the off season. Couple things. First of all, as I said, we already do a lot of that with the speed squats and the speed benching. We have your sprinting that you do out on the field. We have your med ball throws that have been sprinkled in here, as well as your jumping and bounding, which has been sprinkled into your on-the-field conditioning, your on-the-track conditioning. So it is still in there. But more than anything, this is off season. This is where you build your strength. Strength is going to be the foundation of that pyramid. We always talk about the pyramid. The bottom of the pyramid is going to be your general strength. Just building up your general strength and your capacity to do work. Then as the season approaches, preseason, we're in the middle. We're working a lot of general, but we're also getting a little bit more specific to the throws. Then in season, when we're trying to reach that peak, that's where we're getting specific. So don't look at this and say, oh, we don't have any explosive movement. We don't have any throwing specific or in-season type explosive movements, because you do have explosion, but the main part of this is that we're trying to build strength. Okay, so strength is going to be the number one thing that you are working on during the off season. The other things that we need to answer real quick. The first has to deal with the fact that I don't put assistance exercises in the workout. The video does not show us doing assistance exercises. And the reason for that is because we want you guys to choose your assistance movements. You need to pick things that you are not good at doing. If you are trying to do an upper back movement and you are absolutely terrible at pull-ups, you need to program pull-ups into your upper back movement. It's going to be different. Everyone's going to have a different weakness, and you need to work and focus on improving the weaknesses. And that is where the assistance movements come in. I'm not going to assign assistance movements and have everyone doing the same assistance movements, because everyone is different. So you need to go through, you need to take a good hard look at yourself and say, what is it that I'm not good at? What is it that I need to improve on? What's the thing that if I do improve on it is going to help improve my strength and help improve my throwing? That's what you need to program in. I've given the guidelines, the type of movement that we should be doing, whether it's an upper back movement, whether it's a tricep movement, whether it's a secondary chest movement for our bench day. We need to make sure that you guys go through and choose things that you suck at. The other question that we absolutely need to answer today has to deal with the fact that some of you are not getting the PDFs, and I don't know why. But some of you are not getting these PDFs. You're only getting the YouTube link. The email itself goes out every Sunday night, and the PDF is attached to the email. So I'm not sure if it's the kind, if you're using Windows or if you're using a Mac, if you have a newer kind of Windows-based programming system, if it's something, another program that you have, but a lot of people have been saying that they have not been getting the attachment. Maybe it's the type of email, if you use Gmail or Yahoo. I'm not sure how either of those work. But the PDF is attached to the email. So a lot of you are saying that your email pulls out the YouTube link and that you get the YouTube video because the link is in the PDF, but you don't get the PDF. It's got to be there somewhere. Send them out every Sunday. Some of you have been on this list for 3 months, 6 months, and you've never had an issue getting them. I'm sending them the same exact way, through the same exact email address, through the same exact email program, to your same exact email address that you have always had. So I don't know how it's not getting there anymore. Please check on your end. Make sure you don't have some type of app or some type of program that is dividing up the PDF or automatically saving it or pulling it from the email, because a lot of you have been having those problems. Okay, now getting into this week. This week we are going to go back and work that main strength movement that you did during weeks 1 through 3. The reason we're doing this is because for the majority of people here, everyone I've heard from, everyone I've talked to, people that have left comments on the Facebook page, you all essentially said that your kind of favorite squat is what you did for the first 3 weeks. The squat that your coaches are going to want to see you max out on, the squats that your coaches normally have you doing in the weight room, squats that you have the ability and that you love to do in your current gym. That's what we're going to move back to. That's what you all did for the first 3 weeks, so that's what we're going to do again for the next 3 weeks. Actually 4 weeks, because it takes us to the end of our 13 weeks. This is week 10. Now this week you're going to see we're moving back to that original movement. We are moving back, and we're not really doing percentages, we're not really doing it in a way that we've done the past few weeks. What we are doing this time is we are working up to a max set of 4. Now, this is where you have to do a little bit of homework. You need to go back and you need to take a look at what you've done recently in this movement for sets of 4 and sets of 5. And you need to really kind of play some very good, I don't want to call it guesswork, but you need to estimate. You need to estimate and say, okay, this is what I need to do this week. If back on week 3 or back on week 6, you squatted 240 pounds for a difficult set of 4. Well, this week, let's try to go 250 and base your numbers off of that. So try to build up to 250, about 10 pounds more than you have ever done for a set of 4. If you look back and all you see are sets of 3, why don't you try to find your heaviest set of 3 and try to do that for a set of 4. We do want to stop at 4. So if you get to a point where you think there's no way I could possibly do any more than 4 reps right here, that's when you know that you need to stop. If you think maybe I'll add 10 pounds, I might not get 4, or if I put another 10-pound plate on each side, I might only get 3, that's how you know when it's time to stop. So this week we are working on to a max set of 4 for both our max effort squat movement, the same movement we use for weeks 1 through 3, and for our max effort bench movement, which again, same movement that we used for weeks 1 through 3. For your accessory movements, all of those instructions will be right in the PDF. And for the speed work, which is done on day 3 and day 4, speed squats and speed bench, again, all of that is going to be included in the PDF as well. So we hope you guys are enjoying this summer workout. I know I've heard from a lot of you that you are definitely loving it and you are feeling and able to move more weight than you ever have before. That's what needs to happen this time of year. We need to get stronger, build that base so that we can hold that peak at the end of the year. Guys, good luck. Please let me know how you do. Check out the Facebook private group, and we will see you there.